All right, looks like I'm live and I'm already lagging. Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, September 3rd. Don't rush it, Beth. And I'm doing a have lunch with me, have lunch break with me, whatever. I don't know if there's anyone here right now, but welcome. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Beth and I live in Texas and I sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Shopify, mostly plus size clothing, appliance parts, and I'm really now getting into 3D picture frames for some reason. So I'm going to give it a minute for people to come in. I have several things on my list to talk about, but we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about today. Maybe hang out for 45 minutes or so. And I wanted to read something to you guys. As you know, I read the Daily Stoic. I started back up finally. Maggie, you'll be so glad to know. When I found that my life was starting to become unmanageable again, I'm like, I should be able to take 5 minutes of my day to read the passage and then answer the question in the workbook. It literally takes 5 minutes of my time. So, hey, Anissa, how are you? You made it. I'm so glad to see you. Did you sleep last night? Did you have a good sleep? I hope so. I went to bed late as usual, but I seem to have slept pretty well and I actually got up 30 minutes earlier than I set my alarm for because I did two lives today. I did one on my other channel, 10 of Hearts Store, and did a haul video, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. I have an issue over here with some clothing maybe you guys can help me with. And then I went to the post office and then I came home and took photos and then I got to get ready for this live, which didn't really take that long to get ready this time. No comment. Okay. Well, that tells me there. So I just wanted to read a passage that hit me the other day. I mean, they all hit me in some way, but it was August 30th. It says, when you feel lazy, and this is a quote from Seneca. Anything that must yet be done, virtue can do with courage and promptness. For anyone would call it a sign of foolishness for one to undertake a task with a lazy and begrudging spirit, or to push the body in one direction and the mind in another, to be torn apart by wildly divergent impulses. Again, that was from Seneca. And then the passage says, if you start something and right away feel you're getting lazy, that's me, and irritated, again, that's me, first ask yourself, why am I doing this? If it really necessary, I can't read this. If it really is a necessity, ask yourself, what's behind my reluctance? Fear, spite, fatigue? Don't forge ahead hoping that someone will come along and relieve you of this task you don't want to do, or that someone else will suddenly explain why what you're doing matters. Don't be the person who says yes with their mouth, but no with their actions. Steve Jobs told Business Week in 2005, only midway through Apple's stunning rise to becoming one of the world's most valuable companies, quality is much better than quantity. One home run is much better than two doubles. So I really took that to heart. And then there's a little question in my workbook I answer. I don't remember what the question was. I don't remember what my answer was, but I have been apathetic in doing chores that I don't want to do. And there's nobody that's going to push me to do those things. Nobody. Because it's not affecting anybody else but me and my business. And so welcome in. I see people coming in. Thank you. Anyway, that just hit me. Okay. Whatever you guys want to talk about today, I'm up for it. I'm even up for somebody coming on if they want to. This is time to take a break. Right now, I am eating hummus with blue corn chips from Mission. I think every Friday night we do our menu and we order our groceries. And for some reason this week, I think I did not order enough food for my lunches. So I'm going to have to scramble around. And tonight I'm having an Amy's enchilada, organic enchiladas, I think it is, meal. It's one of my favorites. And so it's got more calories. So this is why I chose this to eat for lunch. I have lost 25 pounds. This is really bothering me. My mouth is not matching the sound. Is that lagging on your end? I've had this problem for about a month. My internet speed is good. We both work from home with no issues. I thought it was because I was dual streaming on Facebook, so I took the Facebook away. It's still doing it, I think. It's not as bad as it was, though. But if it irritates you, I'm apologize. I've got to figure it. I've actually written to StreamYard to ask me if there's anything I need to do. But anyway, we're going to get back to that. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about is this last haul. I bought it a couple of weeks ago. I think I bought 106 items. And I brought them home, and like I do, I sit on the couch and I take the tags off. That's like my first thing, okay? Didn't notice anything peculiar. I mean, this stuff is sitting on my lap, right in front of my face. Didn't notice anything. So I put half, I split them up, okay? So I'm going to do half the haul on one live stream, and then this week, which was today, do the other half. Okay, so I put one tub in the dining area, which is right here. And we walk, and it's right by the walkway that we walk through every day, right by the fireplace, okay? Didn't notice anything. This is sitting right, and it's sitting in front of the air register. Okay, so air's coming out of there, right in front of these clothes. We don't see anything different. So I come in here one day, and I smell this odor and it smelled like a skunk. And I'm like, what the heck? Is there a skunk in our yard? Like, we live in the middle of Houston. No, there can't be a skunk here. Maybe, but I doubt it. And so I'm like, okay, well, it's in this tub. There's skunk odor on something in this tub. So I start pulling stuff out and sniffing. And I called Bridget and I said, I don't know what to do. It smells like skunk in my office. I could even smell it on my clothes. When I went other places, like in my car, in my bedroom, I could smell it on me. It's probably is in my hair. I don't know. I had to do something. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was like measuring clothes or something. I was going to be touching the clothes. So I changed shirts because I'm like, I can smell it on me, And then I could still smell it. Well, maybe it's on my pants. So then I changed pants. So when I did my haul last week, I asked Bridget because she was in there. I said, did you notice me smelling the clothes on camera? Because every time I picked something up and I would smell it, I was like, but I was behind the clothes, but I was hoping that nobody noticed me sniffing the clothes. After about the second one, I caught myself and I quit doing it. All right. So I washed those clothes. I thought I got them listed. Everything was fine. But I never did smell that smell. So today, I bring in the other tub and I'm doing as soon as I bring it in, I smell it again. I'm like, what the heck? Well, Bridget says that it's probably smoky weed or skunky weed. Like I know what weed smells like, but I've never smelled what I consider skunky weed. But now that she's saying this, I think that's probably what it is. I even put some of the clothes outside on the patio to try to air them out. Did no good. Washing them is one thing, but I was trying to figure out, it's probably my OCD. I'm trying to figure out which piece of clothing the smell is on, because I just probably wanted to just like discard that altogether. I never have found it. And so now that tub that I just did on the live stream is out on the patio, and I'll wash those later. But it's weird that it sat out there all that time in the dining room and in front of the air register, and we never smelled anything. But as soon as I bring it in here, it's in here. Then when I went to the post office today, I could smell it in my car. It was still on me. In fact, this shirt, but I don't smell it right now. I haven't changed shirts yet, but and has this ever happened to you guys? And what do you do? I guess washing it is going to finally take care of it, but it's weird. It's like it's not transferring to the other clothes that are in the tub, I guess is what I'm saying. And it's obviously one piece of clothing, and then I guess when I empty the tub, I'll just clean the tub really, really well. You could be getting in the plastic. I don't know. Do you guys have any? Have you ever dealt with this? I've had smoke smells, but usually at the thrift store, I can smell the smoke when I pick the item up, and so I just don't bring it home because we don't want smoke smells in our house. I don't know. It's driving me freaking crazy. Literally just happened to me, and I'm not sure. Why isn't it showing up? Oh gosh, where did it go? And not sure what piece of clothes it is. I know it's weird. Anybody else eating lunch? I'm not going to show you my mouth. I don't typically eat on camera, but this is a lunch with Beth. So, hey, Joanne, how are you? I'm going to be working after this. I have about 12 or 15 pieces of clothing left to list today. If anybody wants to work privately, just message me. Yeah, you thought you ran over a skunk, but Bridget says it's weed. And that to me is more probable because if it was a skunk, I would think it would just be everywhere. Like it would just be on all the clothing. It would be just everywhere. I mean, I was afraid to go out in the living room. I was afraid Jania was going to smell it every time I walked by. Okay, so I can check that off my list. That's that one story. Now, I want to tell you guys what happened to me at the post office yesterday. You guys know my problems with the post office. I finally quit doing porch pickup after 5 years because they retaliated against me, reporting them, and they took my mail carrier away. It was devastating to him. And I finally decided, Beth, you got to let this go. You got to put this back on yourself, and you got to drive down the post office every day, which is a bummer because just like today when I went down there, the train is stopped across the tracks right past the engine. So then I have to wait and figure out another way to get to the post office and then figure out another way to get back. Some days it's been across the track for road after road after road. I just have to keep going down until I find a road where there's no train. That's been a problem, but I digress. So you guys know. And so I started going back to my old post office that I did have problems with a couple of years ago with a lady. She got really snippy with me, told me I needed to call the Office of Consumer Affairs. So I quit going there and went back to my original sucky post office. So now I'm back to this place and they are amazing. I'm using the kiosk because they have this big bin. And when you scan things in the kiosk and you throw them in the bin, once that bin is almost full, they take that bin out, they scan everything, and they open a new bin. And so like if my stuff's at the top of the bin, my stuff gets scanned and tracking within the hour. And that's something I cannot say about my sucky post office. So I go in yesterday. I had a lot of stuff. I had 2 huge tubs of stuff. So I bring in my first tub and there's a lady at the kiosk. Of course, she doesn't have any idea how to use it. And I'm standing there and I hear somebody yelling from around the corner going, come over here, come over here. And so I'm thinking, well, that's not for me. Nobody wants me over there at the counter. Come over here. Let me see your packages. And she goes, how many do you have? And I'm like, okay. So I kind of put my head around and I said, well, in this one, I have about 12. And I said, I've got more in the car. She goes, come on over here. I'll scan them for you. Is somebody at the kiosk? And I said, yes. And she says, well, let me scan them for you so you can be on your way. And I'm like, and my mouth was like, I was just like, what? So I go up there and I'm like, I'm just like, thank you so much. You're so kind. She goes, I don't have anything to do right now. Why shouldn't I scan your packages? I'm just like, is this the U.S. Post Office like actually offering to help me? Like that other one I went to, I had 15 packages and they would only scan 5. And I was the only one in the lobby. And they even told me that if I went out, scan 5, went out, I couldn't come back in and scan 5 and go out and come back and scan 5. There's 3 women at the window and I'm the only one in the lobby. So I'm just like, so I told this lady, I said, I don't know what y'all are doing here. I said, but there are other stations in this city that need to bring their employees over here and learn from you guys on how to run a post office. I mean, this is awesome. Of course, she gave me the receipt that has the survey and I will do that. But guys, I'm so happy now. I'm not happy with having to drive, but there is a thrift store not too far. Also, the Ben's is right next door. If I ever wanted to go to the Ben's, which I really don't. I don't have time, and there's nothing there that I want. But guys, what a difference. What a difference. And so I still have my empty tubs on my porch from where I used to have pickup, and Amazon throws their stuff in there. And a postman came by one day and he goes, "Do you have anything to pick up?" And I said, "No, I don't do that anymore." He's like, "Okay." So it is going to be a bummer when I go out of town in October because I have to leave here like at 5 in the morning for the airport. So I'm going to have to basically close my store, my handling, anything that was sold the day before. Maybe I'll take one more post office run at 4:30, but anything after that is not going to get shipped. And that's a bummer, but oh well. So how are you doing, Joanne? Okay, so she thought she ran over a skunk. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button when you. Okay, so let's go ahead and send out some juju because I haven't been on here in so long. So let's just find one. These all look different. Everything looks different. You can't see what's in there. That is so bizarre. Okay, well, let's do a juju song. All right, hopefully that will get you some sales. And I need to take off this banner for my store. And that is right there. And move it to let me know if you make a sale during the show. So, all right. You've been so busy. Have y'all been on any trips lately? I haven't seen you post on Facebook, but I don't know. Facebook is not showing me everything, even when I click feeds. So I've thought about doing these lunch with Beth a couple of times a week. Wednesday and Thursday are typically my days when I'm home for the most part. So if you enjoy this type of content, let me know. It's just very, very relaxed. And okay, the next thing I have on my list, some of the things that I've been doing differently lately, like my sales are down, but I've had some really good days. I've had some over $250 days. I've had some $23 days. Yesterday was $189 on eBay, I believe, and it didn't even move the needle. Like I'm down 5.9. So it doesn't seem to matter when I have a really good day. So I try not to look at that arrow. Right now I know it's red. One thing that I noticed last week, I had 12 sales on eBay in one day, and 6 of them were appliance parts. Now, what does that tell you? Well, that tells me I need to get my butt in gear and go to the flea market and get some more appliances, which I dreaded. But Kimmy, Life of Kimberly, or formerly Borderline Hoarderish, wants to go to the flea market with me in the next couple of weeks. So I'm hoping we can do that. And Kimmy, if you're watching later, I don't like to stay a long time at the flea market. I know you do. I typically zip through there in an hour and a half because I know what I'm looking for. I may be sitting in the car while you're shopping for the most part, but most of the things that I'm selling are vacuum cleaner parts from these vacuum cleaners that I'm parting out. And I don't want to do it. I don't know why I don't want to do it. My love is clothing. But if that's what's going to bring in half the sales on one day, then that's what I'm going to have to do. Something else that I've stopped doing is when I send offers on eBay, I am not allowing counter offers unless it's a really expensive appliance part, because I have priced my appliance parts pretty high. I used to always allow counter offers unless it was going to take the offer down like under $10. And I'm not doing that anymore. And I don't know if I'm making as many sales, but at least when I sell something, it's selling for $14.39 instead of $9 or $9.99. So I think that is helping. And, if they decline my offer, they can always go back to the item and send me an offer, right? So that's kind of how I'm looking at that. My Posh offers, for those of you who haven't been watching my car chats and things like that, my SIDEKICK tools is set to send offers, I think right now, at 30% off. And then there's a little bit of a shipping discount. And then the total, what do you call it, net on that end is $8, which for me would be about $7.50, because I get my things 50 cents to $1. And then if it doesn't meet that criteria, which a lot of things don't, I got a message. It doesn't send an offer. Okay, so I can go into SIDEKICK tools right now and it'll say 90 offers were not sent. So every 3 or 4 hours, I go into Poshmark and I right-click, tab, open all the likes from the last 3 or 4 hours, and I send offers out. My typical offer is, if it's listed for 20, I offer 12. Now, they don't get a shipping discount on this, but that $12. Now, if it's $14, I offer 10, because if it's $14 on Poshmark, that means I've had it for like 2 years. Okay, so I'm willing to take 10 on those. And then it just depends. If it goes up, like if it's $30, I might do 24, depending on the brand, depending on how long I've had it listed, things like that. So I was doing really, really well on Poshmark until last week. I did get a four bundle order the other day, and running around looking for a box, because this lady ordered 4 things, but 3 of them were big, like a sweater, 2 pairs of jeans, and I'm spatially challenged. And so I had to try 3 boxes before I was able to find a box that the stupid thing would fit in. It just took me, it wasn't worth my time. But hey, Glenn, how are you? Good to see you here. Are you eating lunch? Please hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. If you can let people know that I'm on also, I'd appreciate that. A lot of people don't. I'm not used to going on the day. I wanted to do Sunday night shipping videos again, because I stopped putting hang tags on my clothing for items that I was shipping out. For like the first 3 months of my Shopify store, I was actually wasting bags and labels, opening each bag before I shipped it and attaching a hang tag, then reprinting a label and repackaging it. I did that for 3 months, and when I saw it wasn't doing a bit of good, I thought, I'm not going to waste the tags, the bags, and the labels and my time. And that's why I stopped doing shipping videos, because nobody wants to sit there and see you retag clothes and relabel clothes. They just want to see what you're selling. So now that I'm no longer doing that, I'm hoping to start doing some Sunday night. I won't this week because I'm going to be in Austin, but truthfully, when it gets to Sunday night, I mean, Sundays are supposed to be a day of rest, and I don't find it restful when I'm having to, because normally I ship at 9, but I usually do my live streams at 8, which means I have to have everything pulled. I have to have everything taken off my spreadsheet. I have to have all my materials here, and I don't find that restful. So that's why I haven't done it. I don't know. I miss them, though. I miss my Sunday night live streams. Fixing lunch. Good. Are you still trying out listies here? Oh, no, ma'am. Did you not see my last video? No. Okay. I love Josh. He's a great guy. Josh Galt, by the way. He's a great guy. I paid my $70. That was before they had the 40% off discount code, which I do not know. So I'll just summarize my last video. So those of you who are women's clothing sellers in particular, I would like to challenge you to find for me a YouTube video of someone listing women's clothing using List Easier and being successful at it. I would challenge you on that, because I have not seen any. I've seen people doing t-shirts. Okay. Listing a t-shirt is nothing like selling women's clothing, because you just need a picture of the front and the back. Is it cotton? Is it polyester? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I can see on List Easier how you could do that. Caps. I don't consider caps clothing though, but some of the YouTubers are considering that clothing. When I tried to list my items on List Easier, after I listed, I had to go over to eBay and change a bunch of things. Okay, so you have a bathing suit. It's stretchy. It has a built-in bra. It's ruched. It's lined. That's already 4 features. Adjustable strap, that's 5. List Easier only puts 1, and it only allows you to put 1, which means after I listed it, I had to go over, open everything I'd already listed, and add all those features. Okay, that was not worth my time. I thought, and this is me, I pay my $70, but I didn't feel like 10 items was enough to figure it out. I thought that when I wanted to List Easier and the AI missed a feature, that I was going to see what I see on eBay. I was going to see, check all these features. Okay. I thought that when I had a dress that was over £1, I would be able to go and change my default, which was under £1, to over £1, but you can't do that. Okay. So I had to stop. Like it was not going to work for me. It only took me I tried a second day, because I'd set up templates already, and I thought, well, maybe that'll go faster. Well, yeah, that part went faster, but then I had to go over to eBay and open every single item I just listed and fix all that. Okay. And I know they say that the titles are more searchable, but there was a lot of wasted time for me taking out punctuation, adding, I could have written the title myself. I mean, everything they put in the title, I would have put anyway. I probably would have taken some of them out. So I'm going to try Nifty next, but I have a feeling I'm going to talk to Poochie when I see her in November and just ask her, can I add more features? I'm so sorry. In Nifty, I'm not really sure you can. But from the videos I've seen of hers, and one thing I do like about Nifty is when you're listing, you can just say, put it on Poshmark, Mercari, blah, 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 Etsy, all at the same time. You don't have to have something like list perfectly after the fact and cross list. That was a long explanation, Joanne, but so no, you'll have to watch it later. Okay, yeah. So I have the first video, which is like an hour of me attempting to do it for the first time. And I know that was long, but I just wanted to show everybody what it looks like. Okay. And what it looks like when you don't even know, you've never seen the program before. Okay. Also, I think they should have had a video up right away showing how to use it, because I spent time doing things that I didn't know I had to do first. And I didn't know I had to set up a shipping location first. I didn't know that. I guess I thought that was going to be on the eBay side, right? But I guess there are people who have different shipping locations. I don't know. So I had to get out of everything at a shipping location and start completely over. Like things like that, just really simple things would have been nice. And I thought, I don't know if it's still up. I don't know if it's up yet. They keep saying they're going to get it. So I turned in all my suggestions to Josh, but I don't know if they're going to do anything about it. I think they just feel like so many people are being so successful at it with media that maybe they're just not worried about women's clothing sellers, and that's fine. I am a super fast lister. Now, on my video, I told you guys that, I can list this many an hour, and it sounds like not a lot, but when I say draft or list, what I mean is I'm actually comping the item. I'm also filling out my Sizely measurements and uploading those. Like I'm doing more than just drafting it. So I think I'm pretty fast. But anyway. All right. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys about is my thumbnail. So I know you probably can't see the thumbnail right now because you're in the show, right? So let me get out of some of these windows, and I'm going to show you the thumbnail, and I want your honest opinion, because I showed it to my wife and she's like, that looks nothing like you. Like, that's hysterical. Like, don't use that, okay? And let me see if I can figure out where it is and if I can blow it up. So it's under the Reseller Rowboat, what do you call it, file. So I've been trying to utilize ChatGPT. I don't know if y'all watch Back from Burnout, Mel, but she uses ChatGPT as a therapist, literally. She's got to have the paid version, because if you don't have the paid version, you get to a certain point and it won't let you do anything else, because you've used up however many questions. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm not in therapy anymore. After 35 years, I quit therapy. And there's a whole podcast episode on my OCD podcast about why I quit. But so I thought, well, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to use ChatGPT as a therapist, because I've been having some situations come up that I wasn't really sure what to do about. And, you know, I typed all that in and I didn't like the answers, but the honest opinion is those answers are what a therapist would have told me. So anyway, but then I thought, well, I'm going to create a thumbnail for today's live stream. Okay. And so this is what I came up with. Well, I just asked it, I gave it 2 photos, one of my little rowboat and one of me. And let me see how I can present this, because they do it differently now. Present, share screen, entire screen, pow. Now this looks nothing like me. Okay, for one thing, it's airbrushed, so like I have no wrinkles, which I like that, but it also makes me look older. But I went ahead and did it today just for purposes of this video, so you can see. What do you think about that? I know you've seen other creators doing this with AI, and their faces look distorted, but does it bother you? I mean, do you like it? Some people like it. I don't. I simply left it up there to make a point. This looks nothing like me. My teeth are not that straight. I wish they were. I wish I didn't have a space in my teeth. I mean, it's really nice that they did that, but they also seem to accentuate the wrinkles around my eyes. I hope my wrinkles around my eyes aren't that bad. But what do you guys think of an AI thumbnail? I don't know. I don't like it, really. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to read. Nope. Okay, so she didn't answer. Okay. So the next thing was that I'm trying to do Pinterest ads for my Shopify store. And the first one I paid $50 for 10 days. And all it was my business card. And I got 0 hits. So then I thought, okay, well, maybe I need to do a video. Well, I don't have time to make a video. So I asked ChatGPT, hey, can you make me a video ad? And let me see if I can find it. Create. I hope I still have it. Okay, so I said, can you make me Okay, so first thing it did was it gave me this, and it's just an image, okay? Plus size sale, 10upartstore.com, plus size fashion for less. That's what I gave it, okay? And I kind of like that. Okay, then I said, can you create another advertisement image but with multiple models? So then it gave me this. Well, I like that, but the thing is they cut the girl's face off. So I don't really like that, okay? So then I said, can you create a video using the same criteria? And it says, I can't create videos directly, but I can create a series of branded images like the ones I made for you that can be turned into a slideshow. And I can also help you write a script, captions, and scene plans so you can easily assemble it in a video editor. Would you like me to do this? And I said, sure. So the first scene, and I can put this in my my editor. This is the first scene. It's just that. Okay. That doesn't look that exciting, but it even tells me on scene 1. It's called bold opener, 2 to 3 seconds. Red background with bold white text plus size sale. Animation, text fades in with a pop. Okay. Voiceover text, and I'm supposed to say discover plus size fashion for less. So that's pretty neat. The problem is when I put this in my editor, my editor sees that as one thing, and so I can't just take the text out. I don't think. Maybe I can and zoom it in and out. I'm going to try, but if it won't, then I'm going to ask this to take the text out. Okay. I don't know. How many of you use ChatGPT? Okay. Joanne has an opinion. I think it looks good. Everyone is doing it, and I love your hair. Yeah, the hair part came out, but that doesn't look like me. But I don't know. Everybody, like, and it's funny because my daughter laughed at it. My wife laughed at it. But all the resellers that I showed it to, they're like, ooh, that's awesome. And I said, that doesn't look anything like me. And they go, oh, a couple of them said, oh, I didn't really look that closely. And I'm like, oh, so maybe if it's up there, people won't look so closely. Like I know Poochie did one and it was hysterical. Like she even commented, she's like, look at my hair. Like they really messed with her hair. So you never use ChatGPT? Well, I'm thinking about it. And if it can give me some of this stuff, I may start paying for it. But it's gotta, when I only get 4 images, so when I get to 4 images, I stop and I don't want to pay. If I see that I'm using it more and more, I may pay for it. But, they're getting me $20 here, $30 there, $10 there. Like I'm paying out the nose for all these different things. And I can't afford it. Okay, so then the next one, I think this is number 2. Scene 2. This is scene 2. Oh, gosh, that doesn't look good. And guys, I know that I'm lagging, right? Let me know. Is my voice lagging with my lips? Because I think it is. And that doesn't look good, Beth. Dang. It's red. I don't know if you can see it. It's glaring. There we go. There we go. That's scene 2. Okay. Now, okay, here's what it says for scene 2. I mean, I think this is really cool that they're telling me what to do. But again, I'm going to have to take text out. Okay, scene 2, multiple models, 3 to 4 seconds. So when I put it in my editor, I'll just make sure it's 3 to 4 seconds. 3 diverse plus size women smiling and posing in stylish outfits, red, black theme. Animation, slow pan or zoom in. Okay, it doesn't have any words, so I should be able to slow pan or zoom in on that just fine. Voiceover, fashion that fits your style. Okay, I can say that. Okay, next. And some of you may be thinking about music, and it talks about music in a minute. Okay, here's the next one. Confidence, comfort, style. Now, I didn't tell them to do that. That was never anything that I gave ChatGPT. All right. Now, for that slide, it says individual highlight, 3 to 4 seconds. Visual, single model in a chic black blouse against a red backdrop. Animation, text slides in, confidence, comfort, style. So in order to do that, I think I'm going to have him take the text out and I put the text in myself. I don't know. I'm going to try in my editor first and see if it'll let me like cut the text and do it, but I don't think it will. I'm going to have to watch some videos on that because that would save me a lot of time. The next one is, and this is the last one. There's only 4. This is 10ofheartstore.com. Shop now. Okay. There we go. Sorry, the glare. Okay. So the 4th one is call to action. 3 seconds. It's very specific. 3 seconds. Visual logo plus website, 10ofheartstore.com over red background, animation, flashing text, shop now, voiceover, shop now at 10ofheartstore.com. Now, it does say at the bottom, music and tone, upbeat, empowering background music, trendy pop or confident beat, smooth fade out at the end. Okay, so I'm going to try this, and then I'm going to try to run another Pinterest ad using this. I have not run any Facebook ads. I'm hearing terrible things about Facebook ads. I tried to run a Facebook ad several years ago, and I couldn't get it to cancel, and they kept charging me, and I got out of trouble. I'm trying to stay away from Facebook ads. But if anybody else knows any other place that I could run an ad, let me know. Because as you know, so far, in about 6 months, I have made 2 sales, and they were both in the same month. The one was from a YouTube video, and the other one, I have no idea where that came from. So I'm giving myself 2 years to build this site. I think the problem is, because I thought, well, if I put this emery board in there, okay, this goes in the clothing bag, the plastic bag, and then I redid my business cards again. This is like the 4th time. So there's my regular business card, but on the back, I put best prices only on our website, 10ofheartstore.com. Save more when you shop direct. The reason, and then I take double-sided tape and I tape this onto the package. So they actually have to rip this off to get into the clothing. And then they'll find an emery board inside, okay? And they'll also find an invitation to my live streams. Like, it's kind of overkill, but I have to keep adding things because they're not reading or they're not going. Now, I think the problem is, like I talked to my last show, or my last card chat, is that they're seeing this card and they are assuming this is my eBay store or my Poshmark Closet. They're not even reading it, okay? So for that reason, this is attached now, and because Bridget asked me, she goes, can you put a QR code on the back for your new store and like 10% off? Okay. I could do that, but to be honest with you, my prices at 10ofheartstore.com are the lowest prices I can go. They are low. Okay. And if I have everybody and their mother coming over and doing 10% off, I mean, I don't know, I could, but then the problem is I'm going to have all these coupon codes out there. They don't work the same way eBay coupon codes are, and I don't know when they would end. I might have to order new business cards. It gets complicated when you're talking about a website versus, eBay, Poshmark, or Kari. It's totally different. Then I'm going to get myself stuck with angry people because the code doesn't work. And then I have to order new business card. Like, I don't think it's feasible. So anyway, so this is my new thing. I've been putting them backwards like this for about 2.5 weeks. I have not seen it hit. But here's the problem, guys. And it's not just clothing. Somebody buys a pair of jeans from me. They may not need another pair of jeans for 2 to 6 months unless they are either a shopaholic and they love to shop all the time and they have an unlimited budget, or they've lost a bunch of weight or they've gained a bunch of weight and they need a new wardrobe. They're not going to keep coming back every week. And that was the whole point of this frickin' emery board, is that they would put this in their purse, or and they'd see this 6 months later and go, oh, I need some clothes. Maybe I need to go over there. Somebody gave me this. I've bought from them before. I found that with my YouTube live sales. Somebody would spend $30 in dresses one night, but then the next week they'd come and say hi, but they wouldn't buy from me because they're like, I already got 2 or 3 dresses from Beth. I don't need another dress right now. It's like that with pretty much anything except for, like supplies. Like I reorder supplies over and over and over again, and I need them, but these are not replenishables. So you really have to that's why I was hoping. And I have noticed that I've gotten a lot more subscribers to my Facebook page. So that's good because that keeps me in their head for the next time they need to buy some clothes. Okay. When it's getting ready to be winter, now they need to buy some winter clothes. When it's going to be summer, they need to buy some summer clothes. And I keep coming across their Facebook feed. So I don't know. I use Chat GPT, but rarely. Reselling, I just use it for life hacks. Yeah. I can't. Why can I not click that? Okay. Anybody got a sale yet? Okay. So those are mainly the things that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to see what's been selling for me or not. I mean, I'll be glad to get off of here if that's not exciting for you, or if there's anything else you want to talk about. If anybody else wants to come in, that would be fine too. So let me move over here. I got to get a new window. Oh, got a new window. What is that? Okay, got a window. Let me just go and I'm just going to see some things that sold recently. Like I said, the appliance parts are selling well and they're selling for good money because I'm not allowing counter offers. And what's today? Okay, we don't want June. We want September. Let me just take a bite of this. What are you guys, if you guys are eating lunch, what are you eating? I'm starving. Now, I'm down 25 pounds, but the last 3 or 4 pounds, I have not used my Fitness Pal. I have not used anything because I'm finally learning what I can eat. Like, for instance, I know tonight my enchilada meal is going to be quite a bit, so I'm having something light for lunch. I'm just kind of figuring that out. And okay, so here's the other thing. This another thing that I discovered is I started selling home decor. I started selling like signs and things like that, and 3D picture frames. Well, the 3D picture frames sell more often than the signs, so I am no longer selling signs or picking up signs and selling them for sale. I'm going to show this original listing, I guess. I guess that's how I should do it. I don't know. So I had 2 of these, and I just shipped this out this morning. It's by Banbridge. It's fairly, it looks new. I listed it as pre-owned, but it says Daddy and Me. So 3D picture frames are what I really like. And I would take pictures of all sides. I don't like having my hands in the picture, but what can you do, right? So that one sold for $23.52. Now that's including shipping. I have sold several Joy Spun pajamas the last couple of weeks, which is kind of interesting. This one sold for $20.11, and I love this, but it took a while to sell, and I have to keep adding that. That's a bummer, but I don't want you to see people's names. So this was a Tom and Jerry hoodie, and I don't know. I guess I just thought, especially since it's pink, but it has some spots on the front, so that's probably why it didn't sell as quickly. But I just love that, and I don't know. I guess I just thought it would sell sooner. I'm going to look at the chat in just a second, see if I missed anything. Meat patty, pork and beans, salad. Wow. That sounds like diet food. Are you on diet right now? I mean, what kind of things are selling for you guys? I would really like to know. Okay, now I bought this from a friend for $2 and it sold for $24.01. I have been purchasing clothing from friends who have too much clothing, or they're trying to empty their closets, and you know, they don't sell clothing. So I have been putting out a plea for clothing. I just get so tired of, this is called Urchicks, women's swim shorts, extra, extra large. I believe you get these on Amazon. Some of the things that she sent me, look at that. That's cute. Some of the things that she sent me, I didn't really recognize the names, but then I went to Amazon and saw them there. These are just things I've sold in the last few days. I'm just skipping. I've sold a lot of Gloria Vanderbilt. Yesterday I sold a pair of Avery jeans, and they are 26Ws. Let me go ahead and show you these because I listed them as black. Okay. For one thing, I think I have color, what do you call it? Color problems. Color sight problems. I can't even think of the word. Colorblind. And so I listed these as black, okay? But you can very clearly see in the pictures, especially with the color wheel, that these are not black. These are more like indigo, but I didn't catch that, okay? And so when I went to ship, when I was out in the garage, I was like, oh my gosh, the thread on this looks blue. Oh, in this light, you can see some blue. So I didn't want to ship them because I didn't want to get a negative or anything or a return. So I messaged her last night and said, look, in another light, these look more indigo blue. Do you still want it? And she said, yes, I still want it. So sold a Denim & Company dress 1X for $23.99. I'm just going through some of these. Levi's 590 jeans. They were listed last year. Sold quite a few things that were listed a long time ago, and a lot of things that I've been inventorying are selling. Like I'm doing the pink section right now, and in a couple of weeks I'll start selling pink items. The only thing I don't like about that is I have to be very careful because yesterday I inventoried like 60 pink items. And so I have to be very careful when I'm letting those drafts go live that 20 items that I put up are not all pink or it looks stupid. Okay. I did gray last week. So I'm trying to mix them to make it look like these items are brand new listed. Well, look who came in. Hi, Record Crate. Hope all is well with you. It is. How are you doing? Color deficiency. Yeah, color blindness is what I'm thinking of. Sold a couple of items for $4.75. Those are my $5 liquidation. I have about 150 left of those. I've been donating them to a friend who sends those to another country where it's much needed. Okay, let's get into some of these appliance parts that sold over the weekend. This sold for $43.82. This is from my last flea market trip, I believe. I don't know. I get them all mixed up. I just get them so mixed up. So this is a dust cup. And if you are thinking about selling vacuum parts, some of these vendors are, I'm starting to get smart now. Some of these vendors are projecting that these items are new because they're in the box and they're in the styrofoam. And I make them take them out and start it so that I can see it's working and that the battery charges. But what I don't do is I don't look at the dust cup. And several of these items that vendors told me are new are not new. There's dust in the cup. You know, there's dust in different places, not a lot, but I can't sell them as new. So that would be my first tip. If you're going to go buy appliances like this at the flea market. That happened with one of my coffee makers too. I mean, it looked new. It was in the box. I thought it was an open box. And then I got it home and got to the bottom of the box and I'm like, okay, somebody's used this at least once, you know? So sorry, I have psoriasis and my ear is itching. I hate it when that happens. This is one of my surprising things. The adapter charging cord for these vacuums seems to be one of the first things that sell, and they sell for a lot. This sold for $36.06. This is just a cord that you could probably go to Walmart and buy for, I don't know, $5 or $6. You could probably definitely get it at Walgreens. You see cords all the time at Walgreens, but that was over $40 sale. Okay. And it was in pre-owned condition. So I take pictures of the battery right here, I take pictures of the battery charging with that cord plugged in, and I have that in the description. See photo of a battery plugged in to this cord and it's charging. All right. So that kind of surprised me, and it happens almost every time. They offer me, like, they could offer me a lot more and I would take it, and they don't. All right, Hamilton Beach shredding blade. Probably don't want to see that. Let's move on here. Cuisinart grind and brew. What do you call it? Filter, $25. Okay, this is over $50. This is a battery pack. This is typically the first thing that sells out of, it's either that or the charging cord. So let me get to the original listing. So what I do is I do the overall shot, then I take a picture of it charging, okay, on the power cord. Then I take a picture of the machine with the battery in it, showing that the battery is working. And then I do my other shots. And then what I do at the end is I put a security code, and you can see it right there. That's security code, so that they don't swap out. Now, I think I told you in my last car chat that there was a lady who wanted to return a blender jar. It costs like $12 and something to ship it to her. Okay. I did it calculated shipping, but I had free returns on it. So she messaged me, and first she gave me a positive feedback, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if somebody gives you a positive feedback, can they go back and change that to a negative? I don't think they can. So she says, everything was perfect, but I'm going to have to send this back because it doesn't fit. And then she messaged me, I'm sorry, this doesn't fit. And I said, well, if this is your model number, it'll fit. A couple days later, no, this isn't my model number. My model number is blah, blah, blah. This does not fit. I'm sorry, I need to return it. And I said, well, I would kindly ask. Now, my wife thought I was being mean. I don't know. I would kindly ask that you not open a return, and that you pay the $12 plus shipping back to me, because in my listing, it says in 2 places, if this is not your model number, this part will not fit. Do a general search on eBay for your model number to find a part that will. And she said, what did she say back to me? I can't remember what she said back to me. Oh, and I said, but that's what I did. I said, but if you choose to open a return, I will honor it because I'm an honest seller. Now, I wasn't trying to be snippy, but my wife said that that was snippy, saying, because I'm an honest seller, I will honor the return. I didn't, but translation gets lost. So I thought she was going to be mad. So then she writes back with exclamation points. I'm honest too. I will eat the money. Have a great day. All these had exclamation. And Jania goes, she's pissed. She's pissed because she thinks you're accusing her of not being an honest buyer. And that's not what I was doing. I just never should have said the part about the honest buyer. Don't do that, guys, by the way. Don't use that. Just say, I will honor the return anyway. So then she writes back, and she says, I'll eat the money. Well, I didn't know if she meant eat the money in shipping and she's going to ship it back, or eat all of it. So I said, okay, thanks. Please send it back though, because I don't want her to be unhappy with something. She goes, no, that's okay. She said, that's my fault. I didn't know how to find the model number. I don't know how you don't know how to find the model number, but okay, you found it eventually. So she's not sending it back. That's a win-win for me. And I don't think she can change her positive to a neutral or a negative. Do you guys think that? I don't think she can. Okay. You're old. Oh, you're okay. See, I don't have my glasses on. I'm old. I thought I said you're old. Okay, let's move on. This sold for $41.56, but it was listed last March. And this is my last one. And I don't like shipping these things, guys, because number one, my bubble wrap sucks, and I got it from American Bubble Boy, and I still don't like I don't like their bubble wrap any better. I mean, when you're wrapping this thing, the bubbles are popping, and I'm not even pressing hard. Okay, so $41 for that one. That's a DCC 3000. I got that from a flea market. Let me know if I'm boring you and I'll stop. I don't have any problem. I've already got a good. This sold for $30.49. It was listed in July. This is a pair of Talbot's lime green. Guess they're capris. Yeah, she loved them. I wouldn't be caught dead in that color, but she loved them, and she gave me a great feedback. And she spent over $30 on those pants. Talbot's is really doing well right now, guys. If you have any Talbot's, you need to get it listed. Even in the smaller sizes, Talbot's is on fire right now. I can't keep it. Here's a dress that sold in 2 hours, and I only got $28.95 for it. But again, this was from a friend, and I never seen this brand before. It was on my clothing haul live stream, but I don't have very many people watching that, so I just think I have people watching the store. This is by Ellen Parker. This dress, it could be worn in the office or casually, I guess. That sold in 2 hours. That was an awesome sale. I mean, I'll take what it is, $28.95 total in 2 hours, no problem. Been selling some Halloween. Croft Barrow pajama set listed in June for $27. St. John's Bay skirt listed in July for $27, or $28. A lot of this was listed in July. August, Cuddle Duds pajama pants, $23. Okay, here we go. This is the same machine that had the dust cup a minute ago. 2 more parts sold. This actually went to the same person. He put 2 parts to the same machine. You're like, why? Well, he said his wife threw this out. This was a crevice tool. So that was very interesting to pack because I had to pack it with an extension tube. So I don't like packing extension tubes. They're very hard to find a box for. So here's the extension tube. The extension tube sold for $36. And it just put the picture up. I'll just take that instead. So there's the extension tube right there. Okay. And it's pretty long when it's not extended. So between that and the other, and then he lives in Hawaii. So I took $3.99 off of his shipping. He was very happy with me because I took $3.99 off his shipping because he bought this, 2 parts. Okay, this was listed in June. A Hamilton Beach food processor lid with chute. Don't like packing these either because these can break. They're plastic and this bubble wrap sucks. I don't sell these lids very often, so I was very glad to see that go. So yeah, I don't clean any of the sticky tape off at all. You can go back and watch my appliance video playlist if you want. I don't take any sticky off of it. It's got a disclaimer in there because when I very first started about 5 years ago, I was trying all kinds of things to get the sticky off, and I ended up ruining the plastic, and it was clouding and it looked horrible. So I just said, I'm not getting the sticky off. They can do that. Here's another dust cup, and this was listed in June. So this was like the flea market 2 times ago. And this is a Sunsari. I've never heard of these brands. This is what gets me, guys. I've never heard of these brands of vacuums, and they're still selling. I don't know why. There's kind of a lag there. So that dust cup, is that pre-owned? Yeah, got it as pre-owned. It's a shame because a lot of these, I'm going to start looking closely at the dust cups and try to talk these people down from, Okay, here's one. Sold for $18.83. I've sold several of these. I don't know what happens. I guess people lose them. This is the little wall hanger that hangs the vacuum cleaner up. And it had the screws. Now, sometimes I have the screws and sometimes I don't. Okay, but that thing weighed like 4 ounces, literally, to ship. And I charged $6.99. So sometimes I charge, if it's 4 ounces or less, sometimes I charge a little bit less. I use my earring. I think it's $5.99. Yeah, I think it's $5.99. So let me see. What we're getting to August 26th here. Hamilton Beach Brew Basket. Okay, here's another one from the flea market. This is a Krups espresso maker. This was listed in June and sold. When did it sell? Does it say on there? So this has kind of been another thing that I've been looking for is espresso makers. And it really helps if you can have at least one cup with the portafilter. You don't have to, but they're getting more for their money. Okay. And I don't remember how much and those don't weigh much. They look like they do, but they don't. They weigh about 8 ounces. That one sold for $27.86. So took a couple of months just trying to see. I sold a NASA t-shirt to a guy and he gave me glowing reviews. He said the presentation was amazing. I don't know what that meant, but Lands End sweater for $29. Just kind of going through. Christmas Disney men's t-shirt, $19. Casual jacket for $26.87. So, I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's like major. I did get a good feedback on this, and here's what I'm talking about, offering more, because I have probably 10 of these in my parts section, these charcoal filter holders, but they don't sell. I mean, I could probably try $2 and they wouldn't sell, but because I had a clean filter and put that with it, they bought it, and I got a glowing review from that guy. So, and then for $25, another, like, this is just not what I thought I would sell. I thought I was going to sell clothing. Like, I didn't know that I was going to become the vacuum cleaner. Like, I was the queen of parts for a while, but now they're calling me the queen of vacuum parts. And I don't know how I feel about that. I also take a picture looking, I put it on the edge of the table looking through. That wasn't a very good picture. And then I turn it around and do the same thing. That's not a good picture. But just to show that it's supposed to show that there's not dirt in there, but it doesn't. Those were blurry. I don't know. Okay, well, we're getting to August 22nd. Okay, I'll do one more. This is one that from last month, listed in August, sold for $29.28. This is called a cyclone filter, if you guys don't know. A cyclone filter. All these machines have them. Okay, and then on the end, a little HEPA filter. Whoops, right there, a little HEPA filter fits in there. So, yeah, cyclone filter. After a while, you learn these terms and you don't have to look them up. Most of these machines had instruction manuals as well. So that one sold for $29.28. That's super lightweight. A HEPA filter sold for $23.44, and this is what goes into the cyclone filter. I'm almost done, guys. I hope this isn't too boring. So this is what goes in the end of the filter, and that one's pre-owned. Okay, I flush them out, and then I say there's probably some dust fragments in there, but that's not bad for a used filter, I don't think. What was it, $12 something? No, $23.44. So he bought it for $15.99 used. And then this last one was a steam cleaner mop. I listed it in May. It was my only steam cleaner I've ever bought. It sold for $34.48. If I see any more steam cleaners, you bet your bippy I am going to pick them up, because they have basically the same parts as a vacuum. So look at that. And it was from an open box. So, and again, I'm putting my security sticker on there so I don't have any swapperoos. And that's it. That's all I've got for you today. Again, that one sold for $34.48. And that was very, very lightweight, that mop head. super lightweight. I hope y'all are doing great. Did you sold a wall mount for one? Yeah, they're I couldn't believe those sold. I use subject to retail label residue on all my listings. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Mine are actually the tape from the thrift store is what mine is. Shipping a blue sticker to bike sticker, see I can't read, to Australia. And Record Crate, I didn't realize your name was Adam. That should be very easy for me to remember. By the way, where is Adam? I need to message him. Adam's Exploits. I used to message him every week and ask him how he was doing. And I have not messaged him. It was at least last week since I messaged him. Okay, well, guys, I'm going to go. If anybody wants to work privately, please message me on Facebook or Instagram. Like I said, I will be working. Once I finish listing these, I'm going to start inventorying more of the pink section. I'd like to get that done today. And I'm going to go try to find out where this skunky weed smell is, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Don't forget that we are all in this business boat together. So paddle on and may God keep you in his pocket. Bye.